Okay, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. So, myself is Arpan Chanda. I am the strength and conditioning coach. So, I worked for Mohan Sporting, Mohan Super Giants, so clubs like this. So, today we'll be covering the topic of energy system. So, now, what is energy system? We human, we are like a machine, a biomechanical machine, and it works with the help of the energy that is been produced by the body. Now, how do you get the energy? My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. So now what is energy? So energy is like we eat food and that food contains calories, okay? That calories is in return converts to energy, which helps our body to do various movements, functioning of our organs, recovering from our body, building our muscle, move, think, blink, digestion, etc. everything. So now this energy is we further divide into two parts. That is basic metabolic rate and total daily energy expenditure. Now what is basic metabolic rate? Anyone having any idea about the basic metabolic rate? BMR? Feel free to connect, no problem. Anyone having any idea about the BMR?
1600 kilocalorie between 16 to 18.
Okay, so BMR is a variable which varies from person to person. Okay, and what is BMR? The minimum amount of energy that is required by the body to function. So if we are sleeping, that time also our body is requiring some energy to work. That is called BMR, basic metabolic rate, which does not include your daily movements, your exercise, your work, and everything. So that is called BMR. Now BMR varies person to person according to your age, height, weight, and your gender. You can just check your BMR. So there are some equations which we will discuss later about the BMR, and the another one is the total daily energy expenditure, that which is known as the TDE. And who anyone having the idea of TDE? Anyone having any idea of TDE? Okay, so our body is working the whole day. Now in whole day, adding up some extra calories to our body with this BMR, basic metabolic rate, our body needs some extra energy, extra calories to work, and which is used by the body. So the total calculation of that one is called the TDEE. So according to the intensity of the work, we can just do it BMR into 1.2 or 1.5, 1.8 like that, or 2. So according to the intensity of the work, that is calculated. So anyone having any question over here? Is energy part, the use of energy, basic metabolic rate, total daily energy expenditure, and all. Please, you can feel free to ask. I want you guys to communicate with this. If not, then we can move to our next slide. So the energy system is divided into two parts. Number one, the aerobic, and number two, that is anaerobic. Now again, that anaerobic part is divided into two more. That is lactic, and alactic. Now what is aerobic energy? The aerobic energy simply defines that the energy which includes the availability of the oxygen in presence of oxygen. That is called aerobic, and anaerobic where the oxygen is not produced. So we'll move into the details of the aerobic energy system. It says in presence of oxygen, the duration of the movement should be longer, the intensity of the movement is lower, and fat is used as a source of energy. But understanding the point, not only the fat, a protein is also used as a source of energy in some cases. The understanding the total amount of understanding the quality of the diet, understanding the quality of the other aspects of the life also. So here, any question with the aerobic energy system?
No.
Okay. So this aerobic energy, the longer duration means it should be around more minimum should be 1 minute, and above 2 minutes, how much time it might take. That is the energy. I mean the duration of the movement that should be produced in this one. Now intensity should be lower. We can't go at high intensity for more than 2 minutes, and in that case, the other energy system will be used, and this the fat is used as the source of energy. Now anaerobic lactic. So as we discussed before that anaerobic is divided into another two parts, lactic and lactic. So first we'll go through the lactic part, then we'll go to the lactic part. It says that it is in absence of oxygen where oxygen is not used. The duration is shorter from 15 seconds to 45 seconds. The intensity of the movement is moderate to maximum, understanding the heart rate. We have the heart rate monitoring as well in the next slides. The energy used in this one is glucose that is in the blood and the glycogen that is stored in the muscle. And as a byproduct, we get lactic acid in this process. So lactic acid is also a reason why our body gets fatigue. And this anaerobic lactic movement can also be considered as a kind of speed endurance movement, where the intensity of the exercises stays from moderate to maximum, and the time is around 15 seconds to 30, 45 seconds. So the predominance of the uh, body hormones is this lactic acid and all. That is why it is called the anaerobic lactic. Next we go to anaerobic lactic. It says it's in absence of the oxygen. The duration of the exercise or the movement should be the shortest. That is from 0 to 15 seconds, and it should be more of explosive and all. The intensity of the movement is maximum, and here adenosine triphosphate creatine phosphate is used in this system. So we all know that creatine is used for short burst and more contraction of the muscle. So in this energy system, we use ATP. PCP is used in this system. So we are done with the lactic lactic part and the aerobic energy part. Anyone having any queries with this can ask now. Anyone wants to ask something, you can ask.
Hello, sir.
No. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Rishikesh.
Sir, uh, types of aerobics total.
Come again. Can you repeat the question again?
Types of aerobics, sir. How many types of aerobics?
Types. Types of aerobics means the see aerobic energy is a simple one where the oxygen is used. It is an oxidative process. Okay, so it is starting from around from 1 minute to 2 minutes and
Mm.
up.
How
So
many
aerobic
sir, types
is
of aerobic? Types of this? How many? Various types of aerobics.
you want to know the
Dance,
exercise.
dance aerobics. Yeah, or others aerobics. And aerobics and anaerobics. वो definition सर मालूम है पूरा. How many
Hmm.
types of aerobics totally? कितने प्रकार के हैं पूरे? कितने प्रकार के types of aerobics?
एरोबिक्स जो बोल रहे हो आप एरोबिक्स एक्सरसाइज जानना चाहते हो या मतलब टाइप्स ऑफ एरोबिक्स क्या पूछ रहे हो, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा, वो बताओ।
How many types of aerobics?
एरोबिक एक ही होता है, एनारोबिक दो टाइप का
Hmm.
होता है, दैट इज लैक्टिक एंड इलेक्ट्रिक।
अच्छा अच्छा सर.
हम्म।
Okay sir. Thanks sir.
वेलकम। एनीवन एल्स? Okay, so Abhi will go for the heart rate zones, which is quite related to the zones. I mean, aerobic and aerobic energy system. So here, zone one, which is 50 to 60%. So what is the maximum heart rate? We'll learn about that first. So the maximum heart rate of a person is the value of 220 minus the age. So an athlete who is having a 20, who is having the age of 20 years, his maximum heart rate will be 220 minus 20, that is 200 beats per minute in the maximum heart rate case. So now the percentage over here that is shown in this diagram or photo, whatever you say, it is the maximum heart rates, targeted heart rate for the zones. So in zone 1, the targeted heart rate is 50 to 60, which is around, in this case, if you take this case of 200 beats per minute, then it will be around 100 to 120, which is the zone of recovery or the rest zone. Then we have zone 2, the light, which is 60 to 70%, that is 120 to 130%, 140%, improves basic endurance and fat burning. So in this zone, the body works in fat burning. Now in zone 3, benefits, it improves the aerobic capacity. The aerobic capacity that you're having, the more amount of oxygen your body can help in using it, that improves the aerobic fitness. And in zone 4 is 80 to 90% of the maximum heart rate, where increases the performance capacity for shorter sessions. So more of the anaerobic lactic movements. And in the zone 5, that is 90% to 100% of the maximum, is the athlete that helps in developing the speed, how fast you are working on something. So now these heart rate zones varies in each person. So the resting heart rate of a particular person is different from the another. Now why this is happening? The resting heart rate varies because the work level or the amount of work that is done by the heart is varying person to person. Now a sprinter who is having a resting heart rate of 50 beats per minute, a normal person who is sitting the whole day and working for the office will be having more heart rate in more of resting heart rate in comparison to the sprinter, but still depending on the exercise and the work that that person is doing. So if a person is having lower resting heart rate, they will take more time to reach to zone 2, zone 3, or zone 4, or even zone 5. So that we can consider the person to the fittest. So we can't just think that if the person is at zone 2 means and working for 1 minute to more of that they are in the aerobic zone. So we have to understand that fact. Any confusion with this?
No sir. No.
No.
Okay. So we'll move into the next slide. So here we are taking some sports. Like in football, we go. Football is a mode of mixed energy system where the aerobic and aerobic both are used, but predominantly the energy system that is used in football is the anaerobic lactic, which is where the lactic acid has been formed. Cricket is for more full of anaerobic movements where it is lasting any movement that is lasting from 0 to 30 seconds. It's anaerobic. Then table tennis is also anaerobic, but table tennis is more of anaerobic lactic, where the lactic acid is not formed, and the short burst of the movement are required in this case. Now, marathon is aerobic, it is fully oxidative, and powerlifting is also anaerobic, where the ATPPC is used in the powerlifting. So, according to the sports, it is depending and the movement and the intensity. So, now the energy threshold test, what we can do, the VO2 max test, where we can get the aerobic threshold, anaerobic threshold, heart rate health, and maximum overlapping heart rate. Now, what is aerobic threshold? Now, the aerobic threshold is the time where the body can't use the oxygen anymore, where the body stops using the oxygen, stop producing the oxygen, which does not reach to the muscle, and the body is becoming fatigued. Anaerobic threshold, where the lactic acid starts forming. Heart rate health, by doing the VO2 max test, we can get the heart rate health at what zone my heart rate is at the end, and we can monitor it during the test also. And maximum overlapping heart rate, that is if my maximum heart rate is 20, as we considered in the previous slide, so it might overlap and go to 220 as well, but that is not a problem. So in that case, we are going for this consideration of this also. And the lactate threshold test is a test that where the blood test is done after doing an intense exercise for 30 minutes, intense to moderate to intense exercise for 30 minutes. And there's a machine which is used for the lactate test, how much lactic acid is produced in the blood. And this VO2 max test is done in a treadmill where we use the mask, where the maximum oxygen intake has been tested. Okay, guys, that's it from this side. Anyone having any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so there's a request from you guys. I mean, request for you guys. I guess everyone is having some of other certifications. So as you guys are working in the gyms, or maybe some are working with the athletes. So are you guys having the minimum certification of the government one, that is the Skill India part, the SPFL produced?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, I think that is a good option for you guys. You can just contact Mayank once for this if you are not having. So we have level 4 fitness trainer, level 5 personal trainer and group training, and level 6 strength and conditioning. So we have to go part by part. You can just connect with Mayank, and we can go through the certifications once. So Mayank, just look after it. Okay, so if someone is interested in doing this certifications and all, they will get a basic PDF. Okay, PDF मिल जाएगा. PDF मयंक को मैं share करूँगा. You can take it from Mayank. Anyone else who wants to know something? If not, then we can just end the session here. PDF मिल जाएगा. I'll give it to Mayank, the coordinator. Uh, he will give it to you guys. Or I'll check once if I can just put it in the group. Just a minute. I mean,
So if anybody has any question, they can ask. They can unmute themselves. So you can elaborate it little more for their better
which one?
understanding. This topic only.
Okay. So if anyone is having any question, you can just ask me again. if you are unknown about any of the energy system, if you're having any confusion, you can just go for 1 second. That was just a brief view that I wanted to give you guys, so that you get a basic idea of what is the that aerobic and anaerobic system. So again, I'll go. Aerobic system is the oxidative system where the energy is used in terms of in presence of oxygen. Anaerobic are divided into two parts. Both are in absence of oxygen. One is producing the lactic acid, which is the anaerobic lactic, and another one is anaerobic alactic. Lactic is the shortest duration from 0 to 15, and lactic is the duration which starts from 16 seconds to 45 seconds. And 45 and above, we go for aerobic system, where the predominance starts after 1 minute of the oxygen. So this is how the energy system works. So now for more details, the more detailed study, we have to go through the certifications, where we start from the basic anatomy of the body, basic physiology and everything. So you guys get a better idea on that. So if no one is having any question or queries, I can end the session here. Any queries regarding the certification, regarding the certificates, you can just connect with Mayank. He'll help you out in doing it. And the PDF also I'll just share to Mayank. If anyone needs it, you can just collect it from him. I guess no one is having any questions, so we can end it here. You guys.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.